How's it going, everyone? We're getting ready to start off a new cycle here. So this is going to look a little bit different from what we have typically been doing, but it's going after the same purpose, the same concept. It's just in a little bit different manner. And for a lot of you, especially if you're new and you really haven't gotten into the exact flow of how we do things, it's not going to really look too much different. We are going to continue the same overall format. We're starting off with strength work, and then we're moving on to the conditioning. And the strength work we're going to do in a little bit different way. It's still to get stronger, but we're going to do it in a way that moves a little bit quicker. And actually, we'll probably spend about the same amount of time on strength, but we're going to get more done within that time period. It's also going to increase your muscle endurance a little bit better and your overall conditioning better. And so some of you are familiar with this, but something called EMOMs. It stands for every minute on the minute. We also call it supersets. And it would, instead of doing squats, 5 sets of 3 at a 85%, what we'll do is we'll go for, say, 10 minutes. In the even minutes, you would do back squats, 3 sets. And on the odd minutes, you may do push-ups, 8 to 10 reps. And so every 2 minutes you're squatting, every 2 minutes you're doing push-ups. You'd end up doing 5 rounds of each of those. So it lasts 10 minutes. And again, it's a way that it still gets you strong. We use less weight because you're going to be squatting. Your rest interval is going to be much shorter. So most of the time we rest about 3 minutes between our heavy sets. And so say if you're squatting every 2 minutes, by the time you finish your set, you probably have 90 seconds of rest. So you're not going to be able to do as much weight, but it's still going to be just as taxing. So we can get close to that same effect by using a little bit less weight. So it will also be more comfortable for some of you. A lot of us just feel uncomfortable getting under a lot of heavy weight. We worry about our form. We worry about the form breaking down. And so it's a little bit safer. You'll feel a little bit more comfortable doing it. But it is going to tax your cardio system a little bit. You're not going to be completely out of breath, but your heart rate is going to be higher up. And like I said to start, we're going to get a lot done within that 10 minutes. It won't always be 10 minutes. It may go down to 8 minutes. It may go up to 12 minutes, but somewhere in that time range. And then we'll move on to the conditioning aspect of it. And we have this planned out in a cycle. It's still very, very structured. I'll go ahead and show that to you. This may look like a foreign language to you, but for the coaches and us that develop this, we understand it, and so it's a template for us to follow. But I do kind of want to show you it just so you can get a little bit more understanding for those of you that want it. And then also to let you know, hey, we are planning this out months in advance. We're not just showing up every night before thinking, oh, what's hard for tomorrow, or even every week before. We really have all of this planned out to make sure you're squatting on a regular basis, you're pressing on a regular basis, you're doing long workouts on a regular basis, you're doing short workouts, you're doing pull-ups, push-ups, all on a regular basis, so we're hitting all of those areas. So this is what the template looks like. And I'll just go through week 1 here. We have the next 10 weeks planned out like this. But on Monday of this week that's coming up, we're going to start with an EMOM, every minute on the minute, and it's going to involve squats. Then we're going to do a shorter Metcon. Now, when I say shorter Metcon, I don't mean it's easier. If you've done a 4-minute Metcon, those are usually a lot tougher than the 15-minute one because you just got to go all out. And then sometimes we'll do 2 short Metcons. So we may do 2, 3, or 4. We may do a 3-minute Metcon, rest 5 minutes, do another 3-minute Metcon. And it's actually what we're doing this Monday. But so that's what Monday will look like. And then coupled with that squat, we're always going to couple press and a pull together. So with a squat, we may do push-ups. If we were doing deadlift, that's a pulling movement, so we would never do pull-ups with that. We would do a pressing motion like push-ups or even actual presses or one-arm kettlebell presses or handstand push-ups. And then say if we're doing a strict press for our strength, we would never do push-ups with that as two pressing motions. We would do something opposite, so pull-ups or bent over rows, some type of pulling movement. On Tuesday, we're only going to do a Metcon, so there's not going to be any strength work here, and it's going to be a longer Metcon. And this one is actually going to be long 2. To us, that stands for a 15 to 20 minute Metcon, and it's going to have presses in it. On Wednesday, we're going back to doing an EMOM, and the focus area is going to be on snatch. So, probably on the odd minutes, we'll be doing snatch. On the even minutes, we'll be doing something else. Snatch is a pulling movement, so it'll be a pressing motion on the opposites. And then Thursdays, we're going to keep like it is. That's the longer endurance days. We combine aerobic work, which is usually thought of as running or rowing. And what we are going to start doing more of is adding in either high rep body weight movements or skill work. So the purpose of the Thursday is to be aerobic. So that's long, sustainable. Your body's using oxygen. And to keep it aerobic, a good method is throwing something like 20 push-ups in there, because most people have to break up 20 push-ups. So you do 10, you have to sit there and rest. And so it forces you to control your breath. It forces you to slow down a little bit. And that's what we want. We want it to go something that's slower and sustainable. We don't want you burning out on these Thursdays. And I'll say burn out, we don't want you laying all over the ground because it hurts so much you can't get up. We want this long, sustainable pace. And then on Fridays, we're going to be doing the CrossFit Open workouts. So if you've never heard of that, you're going to be hearing more of it soon. It's not going to start for several more weeks, but we're going to go ahead and do CrossFit Open workouts from the previous years, starting on Fridays. And then Saturday is what we call a fun day. We're going to have partner workouts. It's usually a longer workout, and everything we do has a purpose. And so sometimes people look at Saturdays and they're like, well, how does that fit into the program? How do you just say it's a fun day? That's not really into a set scientific program. And I just say the purpose of Saturday is to have less of a purpose. We're just coming in here, work out, have fun with our friends. It's a little more relaxed. So that's what we'll be doing on Saturdays. I'm not going to go through every week, just kind of wanted to run you through 1 week, show you how we have it spaced out. So let's jump back and look at actually what we'll be doing this week. So on Monday, we're starting off with an every minute on the minute for 10 rounds. So in the odd minutes, we're going to do back squats at 60% of your 1 rep max. That's not going to feel too heavy at first, but remember, we're not getting much rest, so it is going to get heavier. Then we're going to go to 5 to 10 strict pull-ups. Some of you, that's going to be 5 is going to be very easy, so we want you to do 10. If you're struggling to get 5, we want you to stick with 5. Then we're going to do conditioning, 4 minutes of 20 alternating kettlebell snatch and 10 burpees onto a plate. Then you're going to rest 5 minutes and repeat that same thing. On Tuesday, you'll see that I have in section B here just a general class structure. That's something that the coaches and I were going over, so it's just a note from when we were going over the programming. But I do want to just mention that there is going to be a good bit more instruction at the beginning of each class, because we are going to have a little bit more time with this new structure, especially on days that we just do a Metcon. And so that's just a structure. Just to let you know, we'll be doing a good bit more teaching on the front end. And so today we're going to do with a partner. You have 20 minutes, 5 shoulder to overhead, 10 box jumps, 100-meter run. Each partner completes a full round before the next partner starts. I'm going to delete that note. Then we're going to do on Wednesday another every minute on the minute. We're going to do snatches. And we do want you to squat here if you're able to. We'll do that on the even minutes. On the odd minutes, you're going to do some form of a push-up. Then you're going to do 4 rounds for time of 10 wall balls, 10 sit-ups, 10 hang snatches. Those snatches are not full squats, so 10 hang power snatches. On Thursday, we'll start off with some gymnastics work. Really, it's kind of strength work with body weight. And then we'll do 6 rounds for time of a 400-meter run, 40 double unders, and a 100-meter sled pull. That's one of those really longer workouts. On Friday, we're going to do the open workout 15.1. Once you finish that 9 minutes of work, you immediately go in to establishing a 1 rep max clean and jerk. Then on Saturday, we have a nice little partner workout here. With that partner workout, you are going to complete the exercises in order, but you can split those up however you would like between partners.